So what's your approach then? It's a comparative study, so it has to be integrated. There's nothing worse than an essay that goes text 1, text 2, and maybe there's something like in contrast or similarly in, and that's all you do. Try to move between them. And how do you do that? So you've got to do it through how the form, structure, and textual features and details convey the perspectives. So, for example, paragraph 2 in your essay, you could actually put form and structure and perspective in one paragraph of both texts. So you actually compare them. 1984 Metropolis is really easy because they're both dystopian texts, so it makes it fairly easy to do that. And some of the others, it's not so easy. But Richard III, Looking for Richard, I probably still would put them together even though they're very different forms. You then need to consider the purpose, context and values of the composers and how they've influenced those choices. And context is the glue between the texts. You're going to not just have a paragraph 2 where you do context on text 1 and then context on text 2 and I'll never look at it again. That's not how it works. You've actually got to wind it through as you talk about a character or you're talking about a particular persona in a text. That's when you're going to stop and you'll introduce some of the context again. So your opening paragraph, let's go back to what I started with a great essay. Your overarching conceptual thesis, a line of argument. And remember, it has to be on context. Texts are product of their times would be a natural one. Then make a statement that responds directly to the question and is linked to intertextual connections or intertextual perspectives, and we'll talk about those electives in a moment. And then you're going to use some of the key words from the question or synonyms. Don't repeat the question. Just pick out some of those key words. Then you're going to follow up with 2 or 3 supporting ideas which enable you to respond to it. And then you could refer to the consequences of these ideas and how the composers privilege the values that are compromised. So if you think about an essay, thesis statement through the question, then through the 2 texts, 1 or 2 statements that link back to the question again, that are ideas furthering your thesis. And then you could end with a final question, a statement, in your essay that actually talks about how values are compromised, and then you move into the essay itself.